We're gonna talk about the Holler Boy's evolution today, how he got from this to that. Let's talk about it on. So today we're gonna be talking about the Holler Boy, how he started and how's he going? What's he up to now? So originally when I first made the Holler Boy, we had a Holo Monster. He kind of looked like this. He was pretty basic, but we had this whole motion capture suite, and I wanted something to kind of just to move around like a person. I wanted to look like a person, so I invented the Holler Boy. Over the years, he's kind of gotten better and better as I've gotten better at Blender. But let's jump right into it. So today we're going to be talking about the evolution of the Holler Boy. This is his first rendition. It's not really his original colors, but his colors didn't really matter because they kind of swapped. Most of the time his jacket was blue to match the KVAC jacket blue that you see in some of his videos that he's been featured in. I didn't really understand a lot about how to make bones bend properly and all that in the beginning, so I just kind of let's just add some loop cuts and call it a day. So the rigging software we use is Auto Rig Pro. It's paid, but you just got paid for once, and it does a pretty good job. But he's already he's already moving around a little bit. So, I mean, I could have put this motion on the Holo Monster, but he would not move around like this. So that's why I made this character, so he would move just like we moved in the motion capture. I mean, as long as I designed him correctly. And I designed him right for the most part, aside from his hands. He's just two fingers. One of my favorite features whenever I first made him was just, oh gosh, whoa. Giving him a hat, learning how to parent it to his head. I think his hair is also parented to his head too. Yeah. His jacket and all that, that's just fused on him. I mean, that's just a part of him. He can't change his shoes. He can't change his vest. He's stuck like that.
Just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Poor guy. Nothing too different about him. He's still pretty basic. His hands have some issues there, you can see. I wouldn't really necessarily call it too big of an improvement. His biggest improvement is that he does have hands. They do look weird, but I made this one just so, like, kind of to change clothes if you needed to or anything like that. And to also have opposable thumbs because the motion capture does capture most of your fingers. But he still doesn't have a face. And that's when we get into this Holler dude right here. Look at him. He has a face and everything. His face, I believe, is made with, yes, it is made of shape keys. When it's lunchtime. And now, time for the big reveal. What does the next Holler Boy look like? Ooh, well, first you're going to get a teaser. This was roughly what he was designed. The anatomy isn't correct of the head, but I wanted to stylize it, so I did. And let's see how it looks. So this is, here he is, his face. Well, it's just a face. I sculpted it, and then I kind of try to clean it up. His face, it looks decent. Needs more cuts here and there, needs more edges. His hair is very strange looking. It's just a bunch of shapes on top of each other. Look at that. You can just shape him just like that. Now he's bald down the middle. His hands, at least they look better than the last hands. Somewhat better. He was chunky at first, but he doesn't look, not anymore. He started doing squats, and it went from this to this. So good for him. But I still wasn't happy with it. I thought he looked kind of funny, so I went back to the drawing board with him. So before I even got to who you just saw, I went through a lot of things. So first I thought I could just take his head from the old model, maybe try to rework it into something. And then I was like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to try to sculpt a whole new head, do it all over again, try to sculpt it as realistically as possible. And then I got this. This is a little thing. I don't even know what that is. So let's look at the latest. Here he is in all his glory. So I'm sure you can, just looking at him, you can see who he's based off of. His outfit's more so just because of the animation, and we want to kind of give him a theme. Maybe we'll do more themed animations in the future. But if you haven't seen it, it was Star Wars. It was a Star Wars parody. So he is kind of dressed up like Han Solo. A little Holler H, we got a little KVAC there, nothing on the back there. You can see there's a little bit of issues here and there, but he does have a little bit of like a leather texture to him. It doesn't really transition very well. I guess I need to be working on the UVs a little bit. But his face was, I ended up sculpting his hair, which I've worked on his hair for a long time. It was so hard giving him proper hair. And I gave him some thicker eyebrows, and I gave him like a little tiny beard, which I liked it actually, because this is what he looks like without the beard. And you can just see the vast improvements, just like his nose, with his nose and his eyes, and just, I made his eyes smaller, thicker eyebrows, and I just tried to make his face more realistic, a little softer. Here it looks like, it doesn't even look real. You know? So I worked a lot on his face, and I think I got it looking pretty good. I'll show you the vertices. See, it's pretty good, pretty smooth. Everything's looking good. He has a little calculator here on the side because he's like a smuggler. He's got to like price his goods and whatnot. But there he is. That's Holler Boy 3.0, Holler Boy Kenobi, Holler Solo, whatever you want to call him. And the great thing is you can always go in and edit these. Definitely a long way from where we started. So just as a reminder, this is how it started and this is how it's going. So we'll be diving into the next part of this video soon. The next part's going to be covering the Unreal animation, how it was made and everything like that. But, I mean, there's a lot more to show you. I haven't even showed you the H2K2 here. He's Holler Boy's faithful assistant, at least in the Star Wars universe. Who knows how he's going to look in the other things. I mentioned the Holo Monster. So, yeah, this is loosely based off the Holo Monster here. So this is the Holo Monster in all of his glory. This is the first real 3D creation I made. He's got weird cartoony eyes. He is rigged very badly. This is a rig I actually did make. It's not fantastic by any means. It's super laggy. There's not much to him. But his mouth was definitely one of the funner parts of this whole experience to make. So yeah, if you liked what you saw today, you know what to do. This has been a Brisk Byte. I'm Adrian, and we'll holler at you later in part 2 when we cover the Unreal Engine animation that we made using him and the H2 model and everything else. So watch out for that. That'll be coming soon. Oh, I can do this too. Ooh, see ya later. Ooh.